Hey everyone, so right now I am quite almost literally bouncing off of the wall because I've just finished watching Doctor Who episode 8 of the 6th series Let's Kill Hitler, and I'm completely ecstatic. We Whovians have been waiting for this episode for an awfully long time, by which I only mean a couple of months, but in Doctor Who land that feels like a very long time. And I was so completely ecstatic and couldn't wait to watch it, and now that I've watched it, I'm like, it's better than I thought it was because I thought it was going to be good. Of course it was going to be about River. But I thought, is this going to be slow progressing? Is this just going to give us more questions? No, I think it could not have gone more perfectly. Now there's a lot of things I want to cover, but I'm going to try and condense it into say 10 minutes, so let's see if I can do that. I also want to talk about a few rumours that were going around about it. So as usual, I will go through it chronologically and I'll do a sum up and then a few other snippets. So chronologically, let's start off with a little flashback from when Amy and Mel's and Rory were younger. How cute was baby Rory when he was like 5 and 6 and things? That was adorable. Then we have the flashback where Amy thinks Rory is gay. Best thing ever. Never ever thought of the character like that before, but I thought that was rather special. And then we have the character of Mel's. Never really put the connection between Mel's and Melody until it was made clear. And then I was like, hang on, Mel's is played by Nina Toussaint-White. That is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant actress, love her incredibly. That was great. From then on it was alright, you had the whole crop circles when it was written as Doctor. Really good. And then when she said, you got a time machine, I got a gun, let's kill Hitler. I thought this is going to get pretty interesting. Those of you who will know me know that I have a fascination with studying Hitler, so anything to do with Hitler and the Second World War I find fascinating. I don't want to say exciting, that sounds a bit sinister, but I find it interesting. So straight away, an episode about Hitler was going to be almost as exciting as the episode about Churchill, if not equally. And it did bring a lot of funny quotes, and I have to say, the king of one-liners, Rory, did deliver most of them. I wrote down a couple of them. My favourites are, shut up Hitler, I'm putting Hitler in the cupboard. That one, when he said that, I lucky or not, I was hysterical. I thought it was fantastic. I'm very easily pleased. And he also, the one where he goes, Hitler, cupboard, Hitler, it kind of reminded me of the whole Catherine Tate, face bothered, I ain't bothered, that sort of thing. So there was a lot of funny things going on there with Rory and Hitler scenes, and I never ever thought I'd get to say that. Then we have Mel's regeneration into River, which I didn't expect. I honestly did not expect that. I did not know she was going to be River. I was very shocked. And then when she turned into River, I was like, it's River. And I got very, very excited at that point. Then you have that very, very small little kiss between River and the Doctor, which made me go so ee. That was very exciting, although very brief. And then it turned out that she'd poisoned him. I was like, is River really evil? And then I remembered that she was actually born to kill the Doctor, which was kind of like, but I love River, and River can't do that. River's one of the best characters ever. She's very lovely. She's not evil in the slightest. But never mind. Another bit I really loved is when Rory and Amy were trying to find out how to battle with the people of the Third Reich, and Rory goes, Heil, and the other one goes, Heil, and Rory goes, punch. I just thought that was absolutely genius. You can tell I'm very smitten over Rory, even though my heart lies with the Doctor, but I do love Rory a lot. Then we have the holograms with the voice interface, and the Doctor was looking for a voice interface, and we have Rose, Martha, and Donna. Now this is the bit which I was most excited, most curious about, kind of worried, kind of nervous, but very excited. There was the rumours that Billie Piper was going to be in this episode, and I was kind of like, don't want Billie in it. I've made my peace with Rose's departure. Definitely don't want Martha in it. And I don't think Catherine Tate's going to be in it because she's been tied up with Much Ado About Nothing for the past year or something. So I wasn't really sure how that was going to work. But then to have these holograms, I was like, it made my heart flutter. It was okay. Memories of past episodes. It was nice. And then we have Amelia Pond as the main voice interface. And many jokes came out of that as well when the Doctor was like, you are so Scottish, and made a lot of jokes out of that. Me being Scottish, I do find that me being Scottish and Amy, I do find that very entertaining. I mean, the whole sort of, you can't go on it saying I'm going to die in 32 minutes. What about 31 minutes? I'm not going to die. And he goes, I don't want to die now. And then Amelia goes, you will not die now. You will be dead in 32 minutes. I thought that even the most sinister lines like that, I thought were genius. Brilliant. And then she said fish fingers and custard. fish fingers and custard. You get nothing more awesome than fish fingers and custard. I love it incredibly. And then we had the Amy clone replica, which brought another Rory quote, which was, I've written this down to make sure I get it right. I'm trapped inside a giant robot replica of my wife. I'm really not trying to see this as a metaphor. Again, another brilliant quote from Rory. He just seems to make all the kind of intense scenes, or the potentially quite scary or worrying scenes, just hilarious. I really do love every aspect of Rory, so that was quite interesting. Then we had the Doctor dancing with the sonic cane. Obviously there was a deeper meaning to that. It was used to sort of keep him up when he was dying. But it did give him a bit of jazz and a bit of fun, and you know, that's the way the Doctor's going to do it. And I just thought, I'm getting quite upset now. I was really quite upsetting, but it was still fun to see him dance with the cane. That was great. Then we got quite serious, and he said, "Who wants me dead?" And the Amy clones said, "The silence." And then at that point I just started to hear Katherine Jenkins singing "Silence Is All You Have," or Abigail's song as I think it's actually called. And I was like, these blooming silence, the silence of creatures, the silence of a race, a religion. I was like, okay, my head hurts. If I hear the silence one more time, I'm gonna scream. So that obviously still leaves a lot of questions, because we don't know what that question is that needs answered. So we'll have to think about that one. And then the next bit I loved, which came just after that, when the voice said it's unknown what the question is. The Doctor says to the Amy clone, "Fat loss of use, that is, you big ginge." Oh, floored me incredibly. Again, very, very brilliant. Very, very funny episode, despite being both emotional and quite influential. It is a very, very hilarious episode. It did get really upsetting though when the Doctor was literally at his last breaths and he was saying, "Help me," and he had that genuine look of sorrow and fear in his face. And it very much did remind me of The End of Time, when David was like, "I don't want to go," and it was very emotional. Yeah, when the Doctor whispered to River, okay, when the Doctor whispered to Melody/River, when he said he had something to tell River, I was like, what's he saying? What's going on? What's happening? And then when River was like, "Who's River?" Which it does get very confusing when River's asking who River's song is. It's like, you're playing head games here, lady. And then she saw herself, and it was pretty weird. I mean, can you imagine that? You not knowing who you were and then seeing yourself as somebody else and realising you're this whole other person. It must have been kind of weird for her. I'm just realising the time limit. I've got like 2 minutes and I'm going to stick to my time. And then she went towards him, and then she went into him. No, she went towards him, and she said, "Hello, sweetie," her little catchphrase, which is just, oh, I love it. I have that on a badge. And then we get the kiss. The kiss we have been waiting for between River and the Doctor. We've had other River Doctor kisses, but that one was the most spectacular firework moment ever. And then we find out she uses all her regenerations and want to do that. I'm like, well, River, you know, if you kept your regenerations, we might have had a River song for longer, but never mind. It's a case of, do you want the Doctor or do you want River? Who would you let go? As much as I love the Doctor, I do love River. I don't know. So then he gave her the TARDIS book, and we all know things. We know how River's future pans out because we've seen River's future. Yeah. Also, they used the Sisters of Plenitude costume, I think, for the nurse that was looking after River after she'd used up all her regenerations. I think that was the same costume they used for Novice Hame Series 2 Episode 1 New Earth. The Series 3 Episode 2 Gridlock Novice Hame is a grey suit, but Series 2 is a white suit. So I think they used the white costume for that. Then we find out the Doctor actually knows when he's going to die, which is kind of, it's a very very nail-biting moment when he knows when he's going to die. That's tragic. So to sum up, bloody fantastic episode. But I didn't expect to find out everything we knew about River in that one episode. I thought it would have been by the end of Series 6, not by the end of the first episode of the second lot of Series 6. So that was a lot of revelation straight away. I hope we'll get to see, I imagine River will be in the end of Series 6 and definitely in the 50th anniversary in 2013. So there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered personally, as in how do they, there's a lot of weird questions. which I will hopefully find answers to, but if not, I think we know enough about River now to be able to say I could tell you who River's song is. There's not a great level of mystery around her anymore, so we'll have to see. Next week's episode looks fantastic. It looks very paranormal, very spooky, very ghostly, and we're getting back in with these proper monsters. Because if you've seen my sort of other Doctor Who reviews on my blog posts and my rants on Facebook and Twitter and things, you will know that I get really annoyed when they recycle monsters and they lack creativity with them. And the next episode looks kind of like Fear Her, which I didn't really like, but it looked really good. It looks like a cross between Fear Her and The Beast Below. Yes, is that what it's called? We'll say that's what it's called. So it looks really, really good. Cannot wait. Please feel free to leave comments and let me know your thoughts on Let's Kill Hitler or River or Doctor Who or just anything. I am still completely ecstatic and want to go and do a happy dance even though it's 9:30 at night. Yeah, so any questions, comments, messages, let me know. That's the video now, so I'll see you all next time. Bye!